guys, it's Minnie, and Elijah's not with us today. Well, he is with us.
I'm right here.
But, like, he's not in it. His face is still swollen from that wisdom tooth stuff. So, I realized as a young adult, there was a lot of things that I didn't know when I first became an adult that I wish I did. So, we're just going to start a series where we kind of just give tips about things that we learned. And today, I'm doing tips on how to save money. Because this was something, I don't know about everybody else. I'm 23 now, and Elijah is 22. But that is something that I struggle with a lot, or that I used to struggle with. And it's some things that I wish I would have known in the past that I know now. So, if you haven't already, like and subscribe, because more of these tips will come, and they'll be thrown out randomly. Like, they're not going to be in our set weekly videos. They'll just come as they come. And let's get started on these saving tips. So, the first thing that you want to do when it comes to saving money is make sure you write out a budget for every paycheck so that you can map things down to the T. Things that you feel like are not a bill, they actually are bills. Netflix subscription, that's a bill. Gas that you have to get every pay period, that's a bill. A certain amount of food money that you spend every pay period or whatever, that's a bill. So you need to include all of those things in your budget in order for you to predict what your finances will be like once all your bills is paid, or what freedom will you have with that paycheck. So next, this is more of a tip for me and most of the young adults, like, you know, where I'm from, or like in America or whatever, is lessen eating out. Try to go, like, I get paid bi-weekly, and I'll try to not eat out for at least 4 days of that pay period. This can save money because you can also eat leftovers. Like, if you make spaghetti, you can eat spaghetti for 2 days. If you make buffalo chicken dip, I can eat buffalo chicken dip for the rest of my life. So, lessen eating out as much as you can because it can really save you money. Next, map where your savings should be. So, I know when I first started saving, I'll actually put it on the screen, I had like a little piggy template of, it was like $10,000 in 10 months or like 6 months or something like that. And each time where I would put money into my savings, I would just go and I would just color a pig off. And this is all digital. So I would do all that digitally. So once them 6 months is up, I'm supposed to have $10,000 in my savings or whatever. And you don't have to do it to that extent, but map where your savings should be, where you want your savings to be. Like, if I knew that I wanted to have $5,000 by February, okay, count the weeks up into February and then divide that by, what was I saying? Count the weeks until February and then divide that by the amount you want to save, and then you know that you have to put this much in your savings weekly, or you can divide it by 2 and you have to put that much in your savings bi-weekly if you get paid bi-weekly like me. Here's the template I was talking about, and once you finish these 100 days, this is 5K in 100 days, then you should have 5K in your account, and you can find these templates for any amount anywhere. So another thing with mapping your savings. So for me personally, a lot of times I would move money into my savings, and then when my account got low or something, I would move it straight back out. So for me, what works for me may not work for the next person. It'll actually be in the description. I use Acorn, so I put $65 in my Acorn weekly. So it's really $55, but I also do an extra $5 or whatever. So that helps me because you cannot, unless you pause, and it's like reoccurring. So unless you pause it, it's always going to take that $55. So it's just like, put that into your bills and make your savings account a bill. That's what it kind of did for me. And when you want to go and pull out of it, it really helps you manage what you're doing, because if you want to pull out of your Acorn, you have to plan it, because the Acorn money is not going to come for up to 5 to 10 business days. So if you need that money right then and there, Acorn's not going to let you get it. So that also helped me a lot. So if you want to move, I recommend like putting it in Acorn, and probably like a month before you move, pull everything out of Acorn. So next, set a weekly or pay period saving. That's kind of like what I do with Acorn for me personally. So next is, I know all of us young adults, we love our credit cards because it feels like free money. It's not free money. You have to pay those people back, and credit card bills are so minute. Like, how you gonna give me $4,000 and tell me I only gotta pay $20 a month? Baby, the card is maxed out. I'm going to be paying this for the rest of my life. Don't do that. So what you want to do is you want to get one main credit card. Let's say, and you want to make sure it's a good credit card. So my recommendation is Discovery or Citi. Those are two of the best credit cards I have. I recommend those two, and they also give decent limits. So you want a credit card with probably like $1,000 to $2,000 limit, and whatever you spend on that month, you want to pay it off before the next statement. If you don't pay it off, that's fine. But if you do pay it off before the next statement, this will help your credit. And pay, if it's $20 a month, just pay $25. So it makes it look like you're being more responsible because you're paying more than the monthly minimum, and only get one of these. Like, don't have 10, 15, even 5 credit card accounts that you're maxing out. Get one main credit card, keep up with it, be a great payment person, blah blah blah. So next you want to write out your subscriptions, and by subscriptions I do mean anything. Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus, whatever you have subscriptions for. That's the only subscriptions I can think of. Count your subscriptions into your bills. So when you're budgeting, you're not just writing down your big bills like your mortgage, your rent, your car payment, your phone bill. You want to put those subscriptions in there, because even though we may not notice it, these actually take a great deal of money. And if you're not putting this in your bill record, then you're always just going to be like, oh, I was supposed to have $500 of spending money, but I only have $3. Baby, because that Netflix was due. Well, Netflix ain't $100, but if you have one subscription, I know for a fact you have multiple. And even with that, consolidate your subscriptions. So with subscriptions, a lot of times we make subscriptions that we don't keep up with, and then we go and look on our account and it's like, oh, I didn't cancel that. So for example, with me, I had this problem with Chegg, and I had this problem with resume.com. Because if you didn't know, me and Lodge graduated college, so we obviously have resumes. So resume.com was like $25 a month, $25 every other week, something like that. So I forgot to cancel after I made my resume, and they charged my card. $25 is not a lot, but when you're not expecting, you have to plan. If you want a budget, you got to plan. You got to take everything into consideration. Same thing happened with Chegg. Well, Chegg is scammers, but that's another time for another video. So next, if you are not using a savings thing like Acorn, make sure wherever you move your money for your savings is a separate account. Do not leave it in your checking account, because when your account balance starts to get low or you start to spend, it's right there readily available for you to spend into. So you will spend your savings, even though I know y'all are like, I'm not going to spend my savings. I know that's my savings, but move it into a separate account. As young, irresponsible adults, move your savings into a separate account, or you will spend into it. That's just the truth. Next, don't live outside of your means. And by that, I'm not saying don't have an enjoyable life, but let's say you make $4,000 a month and somebody's going on a trip at the end of October. It's October 6th right now. And somebody's going on a trip at the end of October and the trip is $600. No. Don't live outside your means. Don't do stuff that you cannot do. If, let's say, you want to go on a big vacation, make sure you plan these things ahead of time so that it's not leaving a hole in your pocket. Like, for example, if you know you want to go somewhere, do not plan the trip for next month. Plan the trip 6 months before, so you can put $200 back a month or $50 back a month, and by the time the trip gets here, you have all the money there. Save for things like accidents, Christmas, miscellaneous things, but don't live outside of your means, because at the end of the day, when you see other people that have all these other things that you want to get that you feel like you can't get or you'll never get, you don't know what's going on behind closed doors. And it doesn't matter. We're all young and probably broke. I don't know. So don't make nobody make you feel bad for being frugal, or make you feel bad for not having it how they have it, because it's perfectly fine. We're all living and we're learning. Next, like I said, prepare for things like vacation access. For me, preparing for vacations is a big thing for me, because when somebody invites me on a vacation, the vacation could be tomorrow. I want to go. So I had to learn to be able to say no and be like, this is just a little bit too short notice for me. I can't do that. And by that, I mean, for example, let's say somebody invited me on a vacation. I had $5,000 in my savings. The vacation was 3. And we go on the vacation next week. If I go on this vacation, this diminishes my savings for over 60% of my savings is gone for that vacation. When I could have planned the vacation earlier and it would have not cut into my savings like that. I'm pretty sure that is all the tips that I have. And I'm actually Laja's gonna do it. But shortly, like in the next few weeks, where we'll do a budget of a set amount, not our paycheck amounts, but like a random amount to show you how you should budget to help. And if you guys like this video, thank you guys for watching. And just remember, don't ever feel bad for trying to save your money or trying to set yourself up to live a better future. Thank you guys. Like, share, and subscribe.